The security situation in the Northwest has just taken a heartbreaking and terrifying turn this February 2026. And if you are watching this, you need to understand that what is happening in Katsina State right now is not just another headline. It is a national tragedy that strikes at the very heart of our police force. We are dealing with a story that has left an entire community in tears and a police command in mourning. The headline you saw is screaming about Bello Turji's bandits, and while we know that Turji is the face of this terror, the specific details coming out of Rimi local government area this weekend are even more personal and painful. We have confirmed reports that a gallant divisional police officer, a man who led from the front, has been brutally killed in an ambush that has shaken the entire security architecture of Katsina. It is one thing to hear about bandits attacking remote villages, but when they take down a DPO, a senior officer charged with the safety of a whole local government, it sent a chill down everyone's spine. On Friday, February 13, 2026, the DPO of Rimi Division, CSP Mohammed Sani-Kabir, received a distress call. This wasn't a man who sat in his air-conditioned office pushing papers while his boys went into the bush. No, this was a commander who believed in action. Reports confirm that suspected bandits, heavily armed and operating with the kind of audacity we have come to associate with the networks of notorious kingpins like Bello Turji, had stormed Magajen village in Rimi LGA. They were rustling cattle, shooting sporadically, and terrorizing the villagers who were just trying to go about their daily lives. When the distress call came in around 2 p.m. on that fateful Friday, CSP Sani-Kabir mobilized his team. He gathered his men, coordinated with the military and neighboring divisions, and moved straight into the danger zone. They tracked these criminals to the outskirts of Magajen village, leading into the dangerous forests that have become safe havens for these terrorists. A fierce dawn duel ensued. Imagine the scene: dust rising, the sound of AK-47s cracking through the dry Harmattan air, and police officers fighting for their lives against men who know the terrain better than anyone. The police were brave. They fought back hard. They managed to neutralize 3 of the bandits and recovered all the rustled cattle. It looked like a victory was in sight. But then, tragedy struck. In the heat of the battle, as the DPO was leading the charge to flush out the remaining attackers, he was fatally shot. Some heartbreaking details emerging from security circles suggest that his rifle may have malfunctioned at the critical moment, a terrifying reality that many of our officers face on the front lines. The bandits took advantage of that split second of vulnerability. The very man who went to save his people paid the ultimate price. He was shot in the head, and despite being rushed to the hospital, he didn't make it. Another officer was also injured in the hand, but is thankfully responding to treatment. Now, I want you to pause for a second and really think about what this means. We are talking about February 2026. We are not in 2020 or 2021. We are in a year where we were promised that banditry would be a thing of the past. Yet here we are burying a DPO. If you're angry about this, if you are tired of hearing these stories, please smash that like button right now. Let's get this video to spread so everyone can see the reality of what our officers are facing. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please click that subscribe button. We need to build a community that demands accountability, and I don't want you to miss the next update on this developing story. The aftermath of this killing has been nothing short of devastated. On Saturday, February 14, 2026, Valentine's Day, a day meant for love and celebration, the people of Katsina were burying their hero. The remains of CSP Mohammed Sani-Kabir were laid to rest amidst tears and wailing. His family in Zaria, Katsina State, received a body instead of a father and a husband. The Katsina State Police Commissioner, Bello Turji, was visibly shaken, describing the late DPO as an upright, honest, and professional officer, but words cannot bring him back. The question on everyone's lips is, who exactly were these guys? While the headline mentions Bello Turji, intelligence reports from the ground are pointing fingers at a specific gang leader named Maigemu. Now, Maigemu is known to be one of those stubborn bandit commanders who refuse to accept the peace accord offered by the state government. He operates with the same ruthlessness as Turji, and in the complex web of banditry in the Northwest, these groups often share tactics, weapons, and sometimes even fighters. Whether it was Turji's direct order or Maigemu's independent madness, the result is the same. They have emboldened themselves to the point of hunting down police commanders. The state government, through the Commissioner for Internal Security, Nasir Muazu, has vowed that this sacrifice will not be in vain, but we have heard these vows before. The reality on the ground in Rimi and surrounding areas like Charanchi is fear. Villagers are scared to sleep in their homes. If a DPO can be killed, who is safe? This incident didn't happen in isolation. Just days before this, on February 12, 2026, we saw another horrific clash in the neighboring Niger Republic border region where 5 soldiers were killed. And in Benue, bandits killed 2 police inspectors and 4 civilians in Katsina. The entire Middle Belt and Northwest axis is heating up again this February, and it feels like the bandits are launching a coordinated offensive to test the resolve of the security forces in 2026. Let's talk about the Bello Turji factor because it is critical to understanding the psychology of this war. Even when Turji isn't pulling the trigger himself, his legend looms large. He has proven that you can defy the state and survive. This inspires up-and-coming warlords like Maigemu to take bold risks. They want the notoriety. They want to be the ones who killed the DPO. It's a sick competition for dominance in the forest. The Nigerian army recently vowed that Turji would soon be history. But as long as his style of banditry continues to claim the lives of our best officers, that history is still being written in blood. The killing of CSP Mohammed Sani-Kabir also highlights a massive systemic issue: equipment. If the reports of his rifle jamming are true, it's a national scandal. How can we send our best men into the forest to fight terrorists armed with RPGs and GPMGs while their own service rifles are failing them? It's not just about bravery. Bravery cannot stop a bullet when your gun won't fire. This is what makes this story so painful. It wasn't just an ambush, it was a failure of the system to protect the protector. As we mourn this gallant officer, we must also look at the community response. The people of Rimi didn't just run away. Reports say that when the bandits attacked, the residents organized themselves to confront them before the police arrived. This shows that the people are pushed to the wall. They are tired of being victims. The DPO's death is a blow to their morale because he was one of the few who stood with them. The Katsina State government has promised to intensify operations, and we are already seeing heavy military movements into the Rimi forest as we speak. They are hunting for Maigemu and his boys. It's going to be a hot week in Katsina. I want to know what you think about this. Do you think the government is doing enough to protect our police officers on the front lines? And what should be done about these bandit leaders like Maigemu and Turji who continue to operate despite all the promises? Drop your thoughts in the comment section. I read every single one of them. And please, if you found this report informative, do me a favor and hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow. If you are new here, join the family by subscribing. We bring you the raw, unfiltered truth about what is happening in Nigeria. This tragedy in Katsina is a wake-up call for 2026. We cannot go through another year of losing DPOs and soldiers to ragtag criminals in the bush. The life of CSP Mohammed Sani-Kabir must mean something. His family deserves justice, and the people of Katsina deserve peace. As we wrap up this report, let's keep his family in our prayers. It is not easy to lose a loved one in such a violent way. We will keep tracking the manhunt for his killers and bring you updates as soon as we have them. Stay safe out there and keep your eyes open.